Hey, Betham, how are you? I was reminded I hadn't done a Bima side chat in a long time, so I decided to come do one. I'd like to talk a little bit about volunteering. I want to start by talking about movies. You know how you watch a movie, if you're like me, and you wait till the end and you love watching the credits? And I'm always amazed when I watch the credits to see how much goes into making a movie. There are the grips and assistant grips and editors and assistant directors and stunt people and stunt advisors and caterers and location scouts, and it goes on and on. And it's just kind of overwhelming how much goes into making a movie. Maybe closer to home, just planning an event like a bar, bat mitzvah, or a wedding is more relatable. For a wedding that takes a few hours, usually people spend a year, even if it's a simple wedding, planning. Food, logistics, where are visitors going to stay, where are we going to have it, getting the right clothes. All this work for a year for one very memorable day. Here at Betham, we have a lot of programs. We have services, we have educational programs, we have classes, we have social gatherings, we have services every Saturday, and all of those things take a lot more legwork and background work than we sometimes imagine. We have an amazing staff that gets it all done. They're a lean, efficient operating machine, but it's a lot for just our staff, our professionals. So we have a great cadre of volunteers that does a lot, helps with fundraising, helps with services, giving out honors, helping with social events, helping with Kiddush. We started as a do-it-yourself synagogue about 50 years ago. In those days, everything was done by volunteers, from leading services by the Rebbe, mopping the floors, cooking the food, changing the light bulbs. We've changed it a little bit since then. We've grown, and we do have these professionals. We have a lot of volunteers, and we could use more volunteers because the more program we have, which we love, the more community events we have, which we love, the more services we have in different forms, which we love, means we could use more people. Let me give you a few examples. Every Saturday morning we have services here, and we have greeters standing at the doors in this sanctuary, giving out books and welcoming people, people who come regularly, people who come less regularly, and of course visitors. Every week, we could use more greeters, and we'd love to have volunteers do that. Kiddush Lunch is back, and we're doing it in a DIY way, do-it-yourself way. We're having a committee get together and cook communally for those lunches. But we need more people. We need people to do the grocery shopping, plan the meals, help set it up, serve, make sure the bowls are refilled when they need to be refilled, and then after it's all done, clean it up. And another example, next month we start our really popular services in the park. Those always to me looked really lovely. You come, you enjoy food, you enjoy a service, and you go home and you relax for the weekend. Only in the last year or two did I realize how much work goes into those. People from our professional staff come early. In fact, they spend the day putting up directions, hauling over musical equipment, setting up tables with tablecloths, bringing books, renting a van. And then afterwards, there's work to do. You have to lug that stuff back to Betham. Last year, for the first time, my husband, my daughter, and I helped do that. And I think we cut the time that it took the professionals by more than 50%, so that they too could get home for a Friday night. So I hope that when we have these events, people will start to think about how they can add and help and volunteer. We'd love to have people join the Kiddush committee, get on our greeter list. Another way to help is to join our small but important one and done committee, something I talked about and launched at the last High Holy Days. If you call Alex Pomerantz in the office, or me, Adina Ameth, or email, many ways to get in touch with us, and tell us you'd like to be on the one and done committee, we'll put you there. That way, we call you when we need an extra pair of hands, when we need a greeter, or maybe in advance to see if you could greet in the future, or help with the Kiddush. And we'll call you and ask you, and if you're available, it would be great if you could help, and then you're done. And then we might call you again, but it's not a long-standing commitment. But the more people we have, the more we can do, and the easier it is on everybody else. Volunteering is great because it's a mitzvah, because it helps this beautiful institution run and offer more. But it's more than that, it's also community building. When you volunteer to greet, for instance, you're kibitzing and meeting the people that you know, and you're meeting people you don't know, and you're welcoming visitors, and you're making connections. When you help with kiddish lunch, you're connecting with people, and you're having fun in addition to doing valuable work. And the same with services in the park, and the same with a whole list of volunteer activities you can do, whether it's helping build a sukkah in the fall or helping with the Purim Carnival, which would be a wonderful event to help with. It needs a lot of work. So we hope that you will, if you haven't, sign up to volunteer once in a while. Join the One and Done Committee. And maybe if you volunteered in the past or volunteer a little bit, take it up a notch. Because together, we can do mitzvot for our synagogue, and we can enhance our community and create deeper bonds among ourselves. Shabbat Shalom.